Pennsylvania. This is CBS 21 News at 6.
Hey, let's get right to that first warning forecast. We had some showers earlier, and now we're looking to dry things out as a cool front kind of rolls on by. You can see some local showers very south of us now at this point. We had some showers around Shrewsbury, but that has now fizzled out. So I'm thinking we are done with the showers and thunderstorms as some drier weather is about to move in. So here we go. We have those temperatures here locally into the upper 80s. We made it up to 90 today in Harrisburg. It's 85 degrees right now, at least middle 80s around Blaine, upper 80s for Harrisburg, 78 though for York. So definitely seeing some cooler numbers there with that rain cooled air. Temps around 84 at 8 p.m. We'll see a clear sky at 10 o'clock, 78 degrees, and then back down to the low 70s we go around midnight. So it'll be warm and muggy. And well, of course, for the latest forecast right at your fingertips, just download that weather app. It is free. Search CBS 21 WX in the App Store. Lara.
All right, thank you, Chris. And covering central PA now, we begin in York County, where police are investigating 3 shootings in the last 24 hours, one of them deadly. They happened between 2 and 8 a.m. on South George, South Penn, and South Pine Streets. The shooting on South Pine Street happened just before 8 a.m. Police say when they arrived, 36-year-old Eugene Brabham had 2 gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Police believe he was either in a fight or being robbed when he was shot.
I'm just like thanking the Lord that my daughter was still sleeping, because she doesn't, no one needs to see that, but not, especially not the children.
Police have not released any information about a possible suspect at this time. And on Penn Street, police say a 10-year-old boy was shot in the shoulder by 28-year-old Marquez McCowan. McCowan was reportedly arguing with family members, arrived at the home and began shooting at Cristina Harris. One of those shots hit the boy, who was in stable condition. McCowan has not been arrested. And on South George Street, police were outside of Cobblestone's bar when they heard gunshots. Shortly afterward, a victim, 28-year-old Edwin Wintermeyers, arrived at the hospital with a gunshot wound to his wrist. No information on a possible suspect at this time. And if you have information on any of these 3 incidents, police do need your help. You can head to our website, cbs21.com, to submit an anonymous tip to police. A man is dead after allegedly driving through a stop sign and hitting another car in Franklin County yesterday afternoon. 60-year-old Terrence Garner from Brooklyn died in the crash at Roxbury and Newburgh Roads in Lurgan Township. 4 people in the car he hit were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Garner was flown from the crash scene to York Hospital, where he later died. State police in Chambersburg are investigating. A Perry County man is charged for raping a teenage mentally handicapped girl. 48-year-old Mark Clegg of Duncannon is accused of multiple counts of rape and assault. He had a job delivering newspapers in the Carlisle area, and he would take the victim with him and ask her to perform sexual acts on him, according to a criminal complaint. State police in Newport say they were told about the incident in March. Police say the incidents occurred between 2013 and 2014. Clegg was arraigned yesterday. The Pennsylvania SPCA is investigating after these 2 dogs were found in poor health and what appeared to be abandoned in Lancaster County. The president of Pity's Love Peace Rescue said the pit bulls were found along Bossler Road in Elizabethtown on Tuesday. A woman took the dogs to the rescue, where they've been receiving care. The male is named Captain and weighed only 33 pounds. The female, Morgan, appears to have given birth to multiple litters. Anyone who has information on what may have happened to the dogs is asked to call the SPCA or the Pity's Love Peace Rescue. Right now, potential police officers in Dauphin County are gearing up for physical tests to see if they have what it takes to be an officer. But it takes more than physical strength, and given the tensions between police and communities nationwide, the Swadera Township Police Chief thinks that's why they're seeing fewer applicants. CBS 21's Sarah Small is live now in Harrisburg with more on the decline. Sarah.
Hey, Lara. Well, testing here is wrapping up at Harrisburg Area Community College for all of these people who want to be police officers. But these applicants, they're wrapping up here today, but they will be back out here tomorrow. So Swadera Township Police Chief Jason Umberger, he tells us they're actually seeing about 100 fewer applicants now compared to almost 2 years ago. And that's around the same time as the shooting death of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri.
Strong character, honesty, integrity, a willingness to serve others.
Those are just some of the characteristics Waterra Township Police Chief Jason Umberger looks for in potential police officers.
We believe that policing is a calling.
A calling many may not be answering. Today, through the Dauphin County Consortium, some of the 230 police officer applicants ran through the physical fitness portion of the test. But only 2 years ago,
In 2014, prior to Ferguson, which is where I like to draw that line, we had 330 applicants. I think that was the beginning of the scrutiny on police across the country, and I think in a lot of ways unfairly.
Umberger says this testing makes up potential applicants for 10 departments in Dauphin County. But if people don't apply, change both in police forces and in communities doesn't happen.
I think it's a direct reflection on the media's relentless bashing of police. That's what I think it is. Only those people that are seriously want to make a difference in their communities are those that apply for this job.
And testing does continue after this weekend, of course, if applicants pass the physical fitness portion of the test. If you are interested, there's always next year that you can apply to do this testing for the 10 Dauphin County police departments. Live tonight in Harrisburg, Sarah Small, CBS 21 News.
Thank you, Sarah. To state news now, and the last woman on death row in Pennsylvania has been resentenced to life in prison without parole. A Clinton County judge ruled 37-year-old Shonda Walter had inadequate representation in the 2003 murder of 83-year-old James Sementelli in his Lock Haven home. Prosecutors say Walter killed the World War II veteran so she could steal and sell his car to pay off court debts and get into a street gang. After saying he wouldn't, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump did, in fact, endorse House Speaker Paul Ryan last night in Wisconsin. Ryan faces a primary challenge next Tuesday. This comes just 4 days after Trump said he wouldn't endorse the speaker. Andrew Lacombe from our sister station in Green Bay sat down with Trump about why he changed his mind.
Because I like him. I think it's very important to be unified. We're going to beat Hillary Clinton. She's terrible. She's done a terrible, terrible job. And I think it's going to be better for everybody. But I like Paul. I always have.
In the same scripted speech, Trump also endorsed Senator John McCain. To see the full one-on-one interview, tune in tonight at CBS 21 at 10 on the CW and at 11 here on CBS 21. Our mission at CBS 21 is to connect you with the presidential candidates to inform and empower you. We were able to get an extended interview with Donald Trump, and we're working on doing the same with Hillary Clinton. So we want to hear from you. Tell us what questions you have for Clinton and Trump. We're giving you a voice in this historic race for the White House. Send an email to news@cbs21.com or message us on our CBS 21 Facebook page. And be sure to tune into Face the State with Rob Hanrahan. This week, he's joined by Representative Cheryl Delosier from Cumberland County. They'll be talking Trump, bail money for restitution, and building code trainee program bills. Face the State with Rob Hanrahan is tomorrow morning at 8:30. And President Obama is kicking off his last summer vacation as Commander-in-Chief. He and his family arrived in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts today. They vacationed there before. The president is expected to relax and focus on playing golf, biking, and going on hikes with his family. The first family plans to spend more than 2 weeks on the island. Police in Belgium say a man who hurt 2 police officers with a machete has been shot and killed. Officials say preliminary indications suggest the attack is an act of terrorism. The attack happened at a wooden hut outside the police station that was there for extra security. The good news, the checkpoint succeeded in preventing the attacker from reaching the building and making things worse. Now, Belgian officials are considering extra security at police facilities. Belgium has been on high alert since the Paris attacks in November that killed 130 people. 13 people are dead after a fire in a bar in France. 6 others were injured. Here's a look at the aftermath. It happened early this morning at a basement bar in Normandy. Authorities say the group was having a birthday party when the person carrying the cake tripped down the stairs and the candles caught the basement on fire. There was no explosion, according to officials. More than 80 firefighters responded to the scene. Most of the dead are between 18 and 25 years old. Taking a look at the Olympics now, bomb disposal officers carried out a controlled explosion on a suspicious package this afternoon. It happened near the finish line of the men's cycling road race in Rio. A loud blast could be heard on TV coverage of the event. It's now believed that the item was an unattended bag. And now that the games are underway, security is expected to get even tighter in Rio. More than 80,000 officers and military personnel are on guard, protecting some 500,000 tourists. Even after officials detonated that bag as a precaution today, spectators say the security system is flawed.
A soldier directed us into a security tent, but there was only one person manning the security tent, and he wasn't even facing the screen that shows you what's inside the bags as it goes through the conveyor. And then when we walked through the metal detector, even though, again, there was nobody on the metal detector, and I had my cell phone in my pocket, and it didn't go off, so I'm not even sure the metal detector was on.
While no major problems have been reported so far, travelers are being warned of a high risk for thefts, armed robbery, credit card, and ATM scams. And with the Zika virus a big concern at the Olympics here at home, officials are trying to prevent it from spreading. Florida stepped up its attack on the mosquitoes that carry the virus. Planes sprayed insecticide in a 10-mile radius around the Miami neighborhood, where health officials say at least 16 people caught the Zika virus from local mosquitoes. A concert turns into catastrophe. What happened to some music lovers while enjoying a show by Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa? Plus, a reunion 10 years in the making for a Pittsburgh bride. How, despite losing her father, a part of him was still there to walk her down the aisle. Chris?
And we had some showers and storms earlier. Now we're going to start to dry things out just in time for the second half of the weekend. All the details coming up.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 6. CBS 21 News at 6 with Lara Greenberg, meteorologist Chris Nallan, and Chanel Douglas with sports. This is CBS 21 News at 6.
Video, 42 people are hurt after a railing collapses at a concert in Camden, New Jersey. Look at that. It was a Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa concert. A partition separating the lawn from a secondary stage collapsed last night at BB&T Pavilion, causing people to fall roughly 10 feet onto the concrete below. They canceled the concert when it collapsed. One person is still in the hospital. Engineers are trying to figure out what exactly happened. And there was an emotional reunion before a Pittsburgh bride's very special day. 10 years ago, Jenny Stepien's father was murdered. His organs were donated, including the heart that Arthur Thomas had been waiting 16 years for. Thomas and his wife traveled to Pittsburgh from New Jersey, and for the first time in 10 years, Jenny heard her father's heartbeat.
It's just like having my dad here, and better because we get to share this story with other people, and other people see that organ donors do matter.
The story doesn't end there. At Jenny's request, Arthur also agreed to walk her down the aisle.
And now, CBS 21 News First Warning Weather with meteorologist Chris Nallan.
All right, a very good evening to you once again. We had some showers earlier, a little bit of what I call heat busters that kind of rolled on through, but now we're starting to dry things out a little bit as we roll into the rest of this evening and tonight. So let's talk about what's coming up. Front passes by, more pleasant weather, and then tranquil skies will be here for the rest of the weekend. So of course, if you want a little break from that humidity that we've been dealing with day in and day out, we're finally going to get a break. 87 degrees right now in Harrisburg. You can see how I feel about that. 89 degrees in Lebanon, upper 80s right now in Carlisle, 78 degrees in York after some rain cooling at air a little bit there. 83 is the current number in Lancaster. So ahead of that front, we still have that wind out of the southwest here for say areas around Lancaster, but to the north and west we have that northwesterly wind picking up, and that indicates that front is starting to move on through. So good news, we'll already start to dry things out from here on out. So whatever storms came on by, we're done. We are done with the showers and thunderstorms this evening. So there it is, northwesterly flow. You can see it around Altoona and State College, but look at this, more important, the numbers in the 50s. Feels good out there further north and west, but it still feels gross here around Harrisburg, 73 in York and 70 in Lancaster. So very tropical-like atmosphere, but we get rid of that weather again, like I said, tonight and then into tomorrow. So the heat is on after making up to 90 today in Harrisburg. We're right around 87 back to the north and west, some low 80s around the Steel City, 75 in Bradford. So really cooling down for northwestern Pennsylvania as we see that front kind of allow some Canadian air to come into the area. So there it is, the leftover showers and storms now in Maryland, passing through and out of PA. Good news here, right? So no more wet weather. Of course, we need that wet weather, but at least now we're going to see some drier, less humid air in place. And there it is, cool front working its way through, and that's going to deliver that northwesterly flow, turning it less humid into tonight and then into the day tomorrow. So hour by hour, there it is, 11 o'clock at night, clear skies. Into the tomorrow morning, we'll see more of that, clear skies, lots of sunshine, just some fair clouds passing throughout the day tomorrow. We're going to be looking good all day long. Mid-80s right now, but mid-60s for the overnight period. Mostly clear skies, again, turning noticeably cooler. Into the day tomorrow, 87, mostly sunny, very comfortable day, even though it's still going to be very warm. Winds out of the northwest around 5 to 10. So that's going to drop that humidity. Good pool day. Yes, it is. And the humidity is not going to be with us at least for a couple of days. And then we see that heat return and somewhat unsettled too as we roll through for Tuesday, Wednesday. Each day we see a chance of a thunderstorm. So that soupy, delicious air that we love
Soupy
is going to be back into the picture. Yep.
When we see all those lightning bolts across the screen, we start to get a little nervous.
We do, I know. I couldn't help myself. I got a little happy with the weather icons there.
I guess so.
That's right. Speaking of weather, our meteorologist today, more than 2,000 people from across the state joined the Harrisburg Senators for their 14th annual Family Run Walk for Epilepsy. Our meteorologist, there we go, Steve Knight, was the MC for the event. After participating, that is, in the 5K run or walk, a tailgate party took place where prizes were awarded for the biggest fundraisers.
And a lot of people don't realize that you can get epilepsy at any point in your life. People think you just got to be born with it, but you can get it at any point in your life.
All the money donated goes to Epilepsy Foundation of Western Central PA.
And a final farewell to Packers fans, what former Shippensburg player John Kuhn had to say after signing with the New Orleans Saints. But first, Mechanicsburg and Hagerstown chasing a championship in the Twilight League. Which team is one step closer? Coming up next in sports.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 6.
If you want to help the declining monarch population, you want to plant this brand new annual in your garden. Monarch's Promise is a variegated butterfly weed that serves as a host plant for the monarch caterpillars. Even if you don't want to plant it for the butterflies, plant it for its beautiful leaves and orange flowers. If you have a gardening question, go to cbs21.com and click on Community.
CBS 21 Sports with Chanel Douglas.
Across the globe, all eyes are on the 2016 Olympic Games. But for some players in the Twilight League, they still have some baseball to finish up. Mechanicsburg and Hagerstown battling in a 7-game series and up for grabs a championship title. Today, Mechanicsburg adding another win to their record, the team beating Hagerstown 4-2. And with the win, the Cardinals now leading the series 3-1. Game 5 of this series will be tomorrow afternoon in Hagerstown. First pitch is set for 1 o'clock. If Mechanicsburg wins this one, they will walk away champions. Phillies on the West Coast taking on the Padres. Here's a look at last night's game. Top of the 4th, Phillies down 2-0. Watch out for Cameron Rupp. Here he is up to bat as he blasts this one deep. And goodbye. A 3-run homer to put the Phillies on the board and give them the lead. And he's not finished just yet. Rupp back at it again. He knocks out this line drive to left. Franco coming in to score to stretch out that lead. Phillies taking game 1 of this 4-game set, winning 5-4. And just today, we reported to you that John Kuhn will be in a new city wearing a new jersey. While the former Shippensburg player signs with the New Orleans Saints, his contract, a 1-year deal with the team. Kuhn was with the Packers since 2007, and today he took to Twitter to address his fans. In his tweet, he says, quote, "It is a bittersweet experience for me as I am excited about this new opportunity, but will miss Packers Nation, my teammates, coaches, and entire Packer family." He then goes on to saying, as a small school college player from a tiny town in Pennsylvania, having the opportunity to hear your name chanted by thousands of fans, both at home and on the road, is an experience I will always cherish. Kuhn spent 9 of his 10 seasons playing in Green Bay. there. He made the Pro Bowl 4 times and was the first team All-Pro in 2014. He rushed for just 9 times to 228 yards and 2 touchdowns last year. And in 2010, he had his best season where he rushed for 281 yards and 4 touchdowns. Kuhn will be filling a void for the Saints roster left by Austin Johnson, who has a knee injury. So I know we have a lot of people in this area who are huge fans, starting here in Shippensburg and whatnot.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they're going to have to, I guess, trade that in for a Saints jersey now, black and gold.
Yeah, big switch.
Yes, big switch for them. So I know very exciting stuff for him. He still gets to play. He's had a great, he has great seasons. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with the Saints.
Cool. All right, we'll have to keep watching. And we're back with a final checkup for your forecast in just a bit.
You're watching CBS 21 News at 6.
Marathon runner is trying to adopt a dog he met during a race. He was competing in an exhausting week-long run across China's Gobi Desert when the little dog started following him. The stray, he named Gobi, of course, stuck with him for days over mountains, through scorching heat, 77 miles, which is insane, all the way to the finish, and a second-place medal. He received thousands of dollars online for the adoption and has to make it through a 4-month quarantine waiting period. That dog is so cute. Oh. Can you imagine?
The whole way?
The whole way? 77 miles? That's insane.
It is.
And you're a runner. Would you say that's a lot?